Alright. Welcome back, guys. More Doki Doki Blue Skies, the Yuri route. Hey. No. Alright. So we're continuing immediately after the last recording session. Here you go. I idly twirl my pen around my fingers, sighing at the blank piece of paper in front of me. You'd think that with all the poems I've written so far, it'd be pretty easy to start on yet another one. But I've been having trouble getting any inspiration in writing a horror-themed poem. What? You want to write a horror-themed poem? Okay. In order to celebrate Halloween, Monica asked us all to write themed poetry. Well, speaking of which... Okay, let's just skip. We're supposed to have some kind of Halloween party as well. I don't really know what to expect, but I'm looking forward to it. I did watch a horror anime to get in the mood, but I'm not sure if it helped much. Don't get me wrong, it was a great bit of surreal horror media. The sound design successfully created tension that kept stacking up over time, and the graphics were quite creepy as well. They were done in a style of old paper puppet crafts, lending an air of mystery and age to the stories. Despite all this, though, my mind still draws a blank when I confront the paper in front of me. It doesn't help that I hardly got any sleep last night either. It's hard to shake off this feeling of exhaustion. I don't want to procrastinate too much, but... Come on. I've got to think of something. How in the world does Stephen King do this? Alright, it's getting a little bit late, but I probably want her to go out and walk around for a few minutes. Exercise can energize you, right? Right? I could always pick up a can of coffee or tea somewhere too. Plus, something might come to me while I'm walking. As I make my way outside, I see stars here and there beginning to emerge from the darkening sky. It looks like there might be a small chance of rain, and it's a bit nippy as well. I don't think it's anything I have to worry about, though. What's a good place to go for poetry inspiration? I stretch languidly as I stroll past a set of train tracks. Horror. Isn't there a graveyard around here somewhere? If I recall correctly, it's a quick walk from here, a quick walk away from where I'm at. It'll probably seriously creep me out, but art requires sacrifice. A few minutes later, I spot the wrought iron gate to the cemetery. It's quite dark, as there aren't any lights, but I can still make out the dark greens of the ivory snake sticking up from the iron fence, as well as a flash of violet just inside the gate. Wait a minute. Hey, Yuri. She seems to panic for a moment after noticing me, but quickly regains her composure as we approach each other. Why the hell are you here?
Hi, Flam. I didn't see you there.
I'm sorry if I startled you now.
Oh, it's no bother.
Wait, why is Yuri visiting the graveyard? Oh. Hey, Yuri, were you trying to find inspiration for your Halloween poem, too? She glances around for a minute as if processing my question.
Oh, yes, that's right. I'm assuming you were doing the same?
Yep. Guess great minds think alike. Yuri gives a light chuckle at that. I was thinking of getting something to drink too. Want to come with me?
Well, it's getting a bit late.
Oh, no problem. I'm just planning on grabbing tea or coffee from the store for a minute.
I see. In that case, I could probably keep you company for a bit.
Smiling at each other, we start making our way to the shopping district. Yuri, I think you have something on your shoe.
Is that so?
We slow to a stop as she bends down to pick something off of her shoe. Is that a rose petal? Where did that come from?
It must have come off some of the flower arrangements back in the cemetery.
Makes sense. It's nice to know that people's graves are being tended in there.
I agree. Being forgotten by your loved ones, it isn't a very comforting thought.
Were you walking around there for a while?
For a little bit. I had some trouble settling on a certain theme for my poem.
That's a surprise, considering how much you love horror.
You would think so, but it's different to pick at one cohesive theme when there are so many to choose from.
So, what'd you end up deciding on?
Well... Would it be alright with you if I kept it a surprise for now?
Sure, I can respect that. As we pass by a row of small shops and cafes, a few drops of water splash onto my face. The droplets soon increase in size and frequency, and before we know it, we're caught in a downpour. Should have brought an umbrella after all. Do you want to head inside somewhere?
Yes, please.
We jog up to a convenience store, the cold rainwater splashing up at our ankles as we slosh through puddles. The entrance under an awning is thankfully dry, the yellow lights inside comforting in the night. Pushing the door open, we're met with a small tinkling of a bell. Let's see, where's the drinks section?
Oh, I think I see it in the back.
I follow Yuri to the drinks cooler filled with a colorful array of bottles and cans. What are you in the mood for? She pops open the door and grabs a bottle of green tea.
Well, I usually prefer my tea freshly made. The occasional chilled bottle of tea is a nice change of pace.
Yeah, that's kind of change the taste when it's hot versus when it's cold.
The iciness of cold tea can give a certain sweetness. Can give it a certain sweetness.
We continue our conversation as we take our drinks to the register. Doesn't seem like the rain's letting up.
We'd probably get soaked if we were to go out now, but we should really be getting back.
Over on the other side of the store, I spot a stand carrying a few umbrellas. How about we buy an umbrella then? I'd definitely begin sick while trying to get back home.
I suppose we can do that.
Stepping away from the counter, I grab a plain black umbrella as Yuri grabs a striped one. Whoa, what are you doing?
Buying an umbrella?
Aren't we just gonna share one? It'd save us some money.
Are you sure? I wouldn't want to be a bother. It'd be unfair to ask you to pay for it too.
Don't worry about it. I've been needing a new one anyway. There's no need for us to buy two when just one will work.
That's true. Alright, thank you for being so considerate.
She fidgets with her hair as she says this, a blush creeping across her cheeks. Man, shy girls are seriously cute. No problem. It's still raining pretty hard.
I believe that the bus should be here in a minute.
Don't you usually walk around town?
Well, yes, but the weather.
Alright. Let's head to the stop so we don't miss it then. After unfolding the umbrella, I wait for Yuri to join me under it. She's not coming closer, though, instead electing to stand still, staring at her feet. Something wrong?
No, I'm fine.
She inches towards me until there's only a few inches between us. Let's go. We make our way to the bus stop. Once there, I open up my bottle of tea. It's probably not the best weather to drink ice-cold tea, but I already bought it. Hey, Yuri.
Yes?
I meant to ask earlier, but how did you learn to make tea?
It's not such an interesting story.
Come on. I want to get to know you better. And given that tea's such an integral part of your character, I feel like I should know more about what it means to you.
An integral part of my character?
I mean, you are passionate about tea, aren't you?
I suppose so.
He said that more in the sense of, you know, Yuri as the character on the game and not as her as a person. So.
But I do have other interests too, you know.
Yeah, I was just joking. I guess it just wasn't a very good joke.
No, you're fine. I'm just not very good with humor.
Yuri sighs, looking up into the sky.
My mother was the one who taught me how to make tea.
Ah, that makes sense. She was the one who helped teach you how to cook, after all.
Yes, that's right. I believe I was just about to finish primary school when I first tried to make tea. Of course, I didn't go about making it all at once, but over time, she allowed me to do it more and more. She taught me how to prepare tea in all manner of ways, from Western to Eastern styles. You'd be surprised at how many different infusers, strainers, and teapots she owned.
Sounds like it's a major hobby for her.
It definitely was. My mother even eventually taught me how to properly perform a tea ceremony.
Dang, seriously? Seriously? Why aren't you in the club for that then?
I don't know. I was just always intimidated by the idea of actually performing it in front of other people. There are so many ways you can mess up. But you always seem really
graceful to me. Well, I'm glad you didn't join the tea ceremony club, though, because otherwise I wouldn't have met you.
I'm glad too.
She blushes and looks down again, smiling at her shoes.
I'm not as graceful as you may think, though.
I kind of find that hard to believe.
You just haven't seen me make many mistakes yet. There was one time I wasn't careful enough when handling the hot tea kettle one day and nearly spilled it onto myself. My mother realized what was happening and put her hand over the spout to keep it from burning me. But because of that, she ended up with burns on her hand. For a while, I just felt so awful for allowing my ineptitude to hurt my mother. I didn't touch the tea kettle again for quite a while. Over time, however, I ended up becoming interested in tea again.
Well, I'm glad that you got back into it. Yuri being clumsy isn't something that I'm used to. When she's calm, she's so elegant.
Yes, I am too.
Your mom sounds really nice, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I shiver a bit as the wind buffets my body, whipping my clothes around me. Thankfully, the bus shows up a moment later, its bright headlights heralding its arrival. We stumble aboard and manage to find seats next to each other. Yuri moves her arms to her sides, letting out a deep breath and looking out the night sky beyond the window. The passing streetlights reflect off her eyes, shining golden over the violet of her irises. Sinking lower into my seat, I sigh in contentment. Even though we aren't talking, it still feels nice to just be close to her. After a minute, Yuri signals her oncoming stop. As I stand up next to the bus with her, Yuri stops me.
You really don't have to walk me all the way back. Isn't this out of your way?
Yeah, but I don't want you to get sick. I bought the umbrella to share with you the full way. Come on, I insist. I gently pull Yuri along with me, opening the umbrella as we leave.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's quite serene now. The rain has lined up to a pitter-patter, and the occasional breeze gently rustles the trees around us.
Flam?
Yes?
Do you ever notice how light is when it's raining?
What do you mean?
Well,
She looks around for a moment, then points at the street lamp down the street.
whenever it rains, it almost seems like the properties of light are completely changed. And it's especially obvious at night.
Now that she mentions it, the lights do seem a bit different. It's something I think that I've noticed subconsciously, but never really paid any attention to. A cold gust blows by, causing Yuri and I to huddle closer together. Our shoulders are touching by this point, providing a small smidgen of warmth. Yuri doesn't seem to notice, or at least she's acting like she doesn't. But it might just be that she's lost in her thoughts right now, though. She's been doing that more and more frequently. It's been nice to see her really open up to me. Yeah, it's almost like the lights are glowing. Well, of course lights glow, but it's, I don't know, blurry? Yuri nods her head. The way the light
bounces off each individual droplet seems to create a sort of halo around the street lamps. At times, it almost looks like the light's dancing around in the air as it refracts through the rain. It's as if the lights are spirits, burning out their life force. Their life force is like fireflies, showing that not all the world is darkness.
I never thought of it like that before. My words are met with a faint smile.
Every so often, I wonder if the lights in the distance are friendly will-o-wisps. I wonder if they're guiding me somewhere, urging me towards some far-off destination one step at a time. It's unnerving when they suddenly disappear right before you. When something cuts off their connection to the world, leaving everyone being guided in the dark. It's when that happens that you realize what you've been taking for granted. You begin to truly appreciate how welcoming the warmth was before, in contrast to the new chilling darkness.
Yeah. You can feel kind of lonely when you're walking by yourself in the dark. Not to mention, it's kind of dangerous to do so. You haven't been doing a lot of that. You haven't been doing that a lot lately, have you?
Yeah, don't worry. I haven't.
Well, good. If you ever need to walk around at night, just ask me and I'll be there. Plus, it feels a lot less lonely when you walk around with friends. Even if you're lost in the dark, if you have friends by your side, you'll at least be able to trust that someone's going to stick by you. It's probably just me, but it feels like Yuri and I are a bit closer than we were before. I'm about to open my mouth to speak again, when she abruptly comes to a stop, nearly causing me to trip. We're at a quiet intersection that I'm not too familiar with.
Well, Flam, thank you for accompanying me on the way home.
Aren't I walking all the way back with you? You wouldn't want to get wet now, right?
I mean, the rain's set up quite a bit by now. Really, I wouldn't want you to go too far out of your way.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am. Thank you for the offer, though.
All good. It's been my pleasure.
You were right. It is less lonely walking with friends.
Her smile sends a light wave of warmth through my body. Yeah, it was. Well, see you tomorrow then.
Goodbye, Flam.
Wow. Ugh. I ended up getting home pretty late last night. On top of that, I had to finish some work before going to bed. So, this makes it 2 nights in a row that I didn't get enough sleep. My head feels fuzzy and warm, and I'm having a hard time finding the energy to get up. Dude, he's got COVID. Quarantine him. 2 weeks. Masks. As I shove my blankets aside and try to stand up, I struggle to maintain my balance. Crap, I can't do it. I flop back into my bed, sinking down into my comforter. Maybe I'll just rest my eyes for a bit. What is this? My body feels like it's baking in an oven. The pounding in my head, each wave of pain pushing me further into the haze of my fever. How much time has passed? I struggle to take a deep breath, and I'm pleasantly surprised by the notes of lavender and sweets in the air. Lavender? Yuri? Now that I think about it, I hope she didn't catch anything as well. I smile into my pillow as I think about the time we've been spending together. Not even my fever can distract me from the happiness I feel from recalling these memories. This warm and fuzzy feeling inside, it's not the same kind of feeling I get when I think about friends. It's something different. However, I'm suddenly snapped out of my reverie when something cold and damp is placed on my forehead. Turning in bed to face my room, I'm met by the sight of Yuri and Sayori sitting by my bedside. Yuri's red-faced, whispering to Sayori as Sayori writes on a piece of paper.
Flam, you're finally awake.
Yeah, I guess I am. What time is it?
It's about 7 o'clock in the evening.
Ollie, I've been out this whole day. Hold on, what are you two doing here? I get up a little, propping myself up onto my elbows. My head still spins whenever I move, but I'm a bit better than I was earlier.
I'm really sorry for coming into your house unannounced like this. You weren't answering your calls, and Sayori mentioned that.
Relax, Yuri. I'm guessing you and Sayori came over to check up on me, in which case, I'm thankful you guys are here. Yuri blinks for a moment, a blush deepening on her cheeks.
Oh, well, I'm glad. See, Yuri? I told you Flam wouldn't mind.
So you're the culprit behind this visit, eh?
Hey, you should be thankful that we're here.
Don't worry, I am. I'm just teasing you.
Well, you didn't show up at school and wouldn't answer your calls, so we were worried that something happened to you. You should have seen Yuri. She started panicking. Sayori! She started panicking. Sayori! Anyway, Sayori decided to visit after school, so I tagged along.
Well, I'm sorry for making you guys worry and go through all this trouble.
We'd much rather you were okay, so please don't worry about it.
Anyway, I think that'll be fine. I make an attempt at standing, but the intense waves of nausea quickly remind me that I'm not going anywhere soon.
No, you should rest. I'll get you some water and medicine.
Sarah rushes off, the fading sounds of footsteps signaling her descent to the lower floors of the house.
You need to recover before you attempt anything more strenuous.
Setting up a strenuous activity?
You know what I mean.
Well, I kind of need to use the bathroom. I stand up fully this time.
Oh. Well, in that case...
Yuri stands up too.
Do you need me to help you?
Okay. Where do I begin with the level of awkward here? Did Yuri just seriously ask if I need help using the bathroom? Now, it could be that I'm not feeling as well as I thought I did. But at the thought of her helping me in the bathroom, it feels like my fever's come back in full force. The blush of embarrassment. Ah! I sit back down as my face heats up. Okay, Flam, she probably means something way different from what you think.
Flam, are you okay? Your face is burning up.
I'm fine, Yuri.
Here, let me help you.
She proceeds to extend her hand out to me. Focus, Flam. I'd probably die of embarrassment if I ended up wetting myself in front of two girls, so I gotta make it to that bathroom one way or another. I take Yuri's hand. It's surprisingly cool in my grasp. As she helps me back up, I start to wobble a bit.
If you need to, you could...
Now it looks like she's the one catching a fever. She looks away, struggling to maintain eye contact. This is the most awkward bathroom break I have ever experienced. Are you okay, Yuri?
If you need to, you can lean against me for support. I wouldn't want you to end up falling and hurting yourself while you're ill.
Thoughtful. We end up leaning on each other, shoulder to shoulder. Once we make it outside of my room to the bathroom door, Sayori comes up the stairs with water and medicine.
Hey, Flam, you should be out.
She cuts herself off as she glances between Yuri and me. I needed to go to the bathroom, so Yuri's helping me. And yeah, that look on Sayori's face says it all right there.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Alright, in the event, I'm going to be using this for my thumbnail. Let's go ahead and save it right here.
Okay. Well, I'll put the stuff next to your bed then.
And with that, she heads into my room. Alright. I'll be fine here, Yuri.
Okay. I'll be heading back into your room then if you don't mind. Just call me when you're finished.
Making my way back to my room, I can just barely hear the sounds of Sayori and Yuri talking.
So, it seems... in Flam are... Do you...
Wait, what about me?
Come on, you heard what I said.
What? What did I say?
I'm sure we just misheard him. No, he doesn't know a whole lot of people outside the club. Who do you think he was talking about?
Alright, Flam, you should probably stop eavesdropping now. But as I reach the doorknob, my hand freezes.
What do you mean?
My mind's racing, trying to figure out if I said anything to them.
Oh, come on, Yuri. Don't you think that... I should check on him?
As footsteps begin approaching the door, I quickly open it.
Flam! Oh, I see that you're done.
Yeah, I just finished. Sayori perks up as she notices me enter my room again.
Hey, I just texted Monica and Natsuki that you were doing better.
Ah, cool. They're probably wondering where I was, right? As I open my mouth to speak more, my stomach rumbles.
Now that I think about it, would you like something to eat?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Jinx.
Yuri sighs and then laughs along with Sayori.
If you want, we can try making something here. Flam, do you have any ingredients we can use?
I'm pretty sure that I have some salmon. Oh, and a bunch of frozen foods as usual.
Ooh, I'd like some salmon. Huh. Given that it's a school night, it'd be preferable if we could make something fast.
Just be careful not to set the house on fire again. I smile at Sayori while I say this.
Hey! That was one time!
We end up laughing together.
Well, Flam, if you're settled back in, we'll get started on the food then.
They proceed to head downstairs as I take my medicine and drink some water. It's nice and quiet now. As I close my eyes, I can feel myself slipping back into the warm embrace of sleep. That is until the sound of my phone ringing shatters the calm of the air. For a moment, I contemplate ignoring it, but with a groan, I reach for my phone and check the caller ID. Mom's calling. Good thing I checked. Hey, Mom.
Hey, Flam, are you okay? You didn't pick up your phone earlier, so I was getting worried. Plus, the school rang me up to tell me that you didn't go in.
Ah, sorry, I must have been out. Anyway, I'm doing better now. I had a really bad fever, but after sleeping enough, I'm feeling much better.
Are you sure?
Yes, Mom.
Well, make sure you're drinking plenty of water and getting a lot of rest, okay? I think I left some medicine in the kitchen if you're...
Mom, it's just a fever. It's not like the bubonic plague or anything. But right as I say that, I can't help but hack up a wet, raspy cough.
Are you sure about that? That cough sounded pretty medieval.
Jeez, way to reassure me.
Are you sure you're okay? I can catch a flight home if you're really ill, you know.
No, that's way too much effort. I'll be fine, Mom. Seriously. Some friends came over from school to help take care of me.
Oh? I'm guessing one of them was Sayori?
Mm-hmm.
And?
And what?
The other friend? She's a girl, isn't she?
Hey, don't be getting any funny ideas.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Oh, it was just Yuri.
Is it Yuri from your club?
Yes, she is.
I see. So?
I can tell exactly what the next question is going to be.
How close are you and Yuri?
Called it. What do you mean?
You know. Do you like her? You two seem to be close if she's concerned enough to check on you along with Sayori. Or is Sayori the one you like?
Mom.
Can a mother be curious about her son's love life? Come on, be honest.
Jeez, my life isn't some dumb high school rom-com, you know. What kind of an angsty teenage boy tells their mom about their crushes?
It's okay. I'll keep it a secret.
Alright, how about this? I'll answer with a definite I don't know.
You can't worm your way out of this one. I'm too starved for details about your life.
I roll my eyes. Whose fault is it that she's not here to know about my life? Almost immediately after thinking that, I'm hit by a pang of guilt. She's not working away from home because she wants to. She's doing it to support me and maintain our quality of life.
So, do you not know, or do you know but just not want to say it?
Ugh. It might just be my guilt making me do this, but you know what? I'm going to open up to her. It's hard to describe.
So, you like Sayori then?
Honestly, I don't think I've ever thought of her that way. Sayori and I have been friends for so long that it's hard to imagine us being a couple. I don't know. I think I'm just too used to thinking of her as my best friend.
I think you two would make a nice couple.
Mom.
If it's not her, then is it the other girl?
Yuri?
Yeah. Tell me a bit about her.
Well, Yuri's super smart, but kind of shy. She loves literature and can always provide deep insight into whatever we read. Oh, and she's also really mysterious. Sometimes it feels like I know her, but then I find out something new and surprising about her that I never expected.
It definitely sounds like you like her.
Wait, how do you know?
It's the way that you talk about her. I can't see you, but the tone of your voice makes it seem like that's the case. Or or it could just be a mother's intuition. At any rate, from what you described, she seems like a nice girl.
Well, I think that. The sound of footsteps outside of my door interrupts my train of thought. This is not a conversation I feel comfortable having in front of the girls now. Hey, Mom, I've got to go now. There's a knock on the door.
All right then, but you're not off the hook for this conversation. You better believe me. You better believe we'll be continuing the next time I call.
Okay, I got it. I'll call the school.
And let them know that you're not feeling well. Love you, Flam.
Thanks, and I love you too. I hang up the phone and toss it aside. Come in.
Flam, are you feeling better?
Yuri's holding a platter of freshly cooked dumplings. I can see the steam still wafting off them. Hey Yuri, thanks for cooking. And you made my favorite dumplings too.
It was nothing. I remembered what you said about them, so when I saw the bag in the freezer, I kinda had to make them.
That's really thoughtful of you. Thanks again. Wait, is Sayori cooking downstairs by herself?
I came up here to bring you your food. Don't worry, she's just making sure that they don't...
Yuri, can you hurry downstairs? Oh, that was Sayori.
Yuri, can you hurry downstairs? I'll leave your food here for now. Coming, Sayori.
Yuri sets down the dumplings next to me, along with a set of chopsticks. There's about 12 of them, all neatly lined up. Turning one over, I can see that the bottom is a perfectly crispy golden brown. I don't want the dumplings to go cold now, but I'd much rather eat with everyone.
Sayori, I'm sorry to turn out the stove. Okay.
I try to yell from my bed. Is everything alright?
Yes.
Do you want to eat together upstairs? It sounds like something is being sprayed downstairs. Sayori has set my house on fire.
Maybe later. You can go ahead and eat now. Don't wait up for us.
I sigh. I'm torn between panicking and laughing. Granted, they're going through all this trouble for me. Although it won't mean much if the house is burnt down, but it's the thought that counts. And anyway, I haven't smelled any smoke yet, so I'm probably good. I think. After about 5 minutes, I hear 2 sets of footsteps coming upstairs.
Flam?
Yeah?
We kinda, sort of, you know, we burnt some of the dumplings. Plus, there's fire extinguisher foam everywhere.
Yeah, I kind of figured that out.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, you guys are only here to take care of me. So long as you two don't get hurt and the house doesn't burn down, it's okay. They glance at each other and sigh.
Thank you for understanding. Yeah, thanks.
Sayori glances at my plate.
Wait, I didn't cheat your food.
I figured it'd only be an extra few minutes to wait for you two.
I can make something else after Sayori and I could clean up. But they're probably cold by now.
Now you mention it, you're right. Hey Yuri,
Yes?
could you warm these up and bring them back to my room, along with a few more plates and forks?
Of course, but don't tell me you want to share your food.
Yep, that's alright. The girls pause for a moment.
But you're sick.
Relax, I haven't touched the dumplings at all. We can share them to tide us over for now, and I can order some pizza in the meantime.
Are you sure?
Positive. It's at this moment that Sayori's stomach starts rumbling. Besides, it's getting late and you all need to head back home soon. Yuri looks over at Sayori, as if waiting to take a cue from her. Thankfully, Sayori never had any hang-ups over accepting food from me.
Sounds good to me. Thanks, Flam. In that case, I'll be in your care.
No need to be so formal, Yuri.
What I mean to say is, thank you for your offer.
She snatches the platter of food and hurries downstairs as if running away. Now that that's dealt with, it's time to order the pizza. It won't break my food budget so long as I don't do it too often. Yuri comes back up with the warmed up dumplings.
Alright, here are the dumplings.
She hands them out, 4 on each plate. Hey, Sayori.
Yeah?
Before I forget to ask, would it be alright if you picked up my schoolwork tomorrow? You could probably ask Shiori. She's bound to have all my missing work.
Yeah, I can do that. After all, it won't do you any good to miss out on your education.
Got it, Mom.
You know that's for your own good.
Yeah, anyway, let's dig in. As we eat, our conversation ends up turning toward the club. By the way, is everyone done writing their poems for Halloween?
I'm still thinking about mine, but I want to keep it a secret for now. My poem's first draft is actually finished already. Ooh, what's it about? I had to keep it a secret until Halloween too. We wouldn't want the suspense to be ruined after all.
That's true. We should probably all keep our lips sealed about them until then.
Alright, I'm just so curious though.
Knowing Yuri, her poem will probably be pretty solid. But I wonder what Sayori's gonna write about.
I imagine that you weren't able to write yours yet due to your illness.
Yep, you got me there.
How'd you get sick anyway? How'd you get sick anyway? You never get sick. Not even when we were kids.
That's probably because I was walking around in the rain last night.
Huh? But wasn't it pouring down pretty hard? What were you doing out in the rain?
Honestly, I don't even remember why.
Ma'am. To be fair, if it had happened upon me, he might not have been out for so long. So really, I'm to blame for Flam's illness.
Come on, Yuri. I was wandering around outside even without you at first anyway.
So, you two were together last night then?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. We were both looking for inspirations for our poems. Great minds think alike, right, Yuri?
I suppose. Oh, I guess you guys found your inspirations together then, right?
Well, not yet. For me, at least. Maybe I'll need another late night walk with Yuri to finish up the poem.
If you ever need it, I'd be happy to accompany you for another walk. Wow, sounds like fun.
Regardless, with or without another walk, I'll have something together by the time Halloween comes up.
I look forward to it.
Suddenly the doorbell rings.
I'll get it. I'm super hungry.
I shuffle around my drawers for my wallet and hand Sayori the money. Hey, this should be enough to cover it.
Thanks. I'll be right back.
Before Yuri can move to join her, Sayori dashes off downstairs. Man, she really ran off.
Yeah, I should probably go with her. Excuse me.
As Yuri follows Sayori out of the room, I check my text messages. Monica!
Hey, Flam. How are you feeling? Are you okay? I got your number from Sayori and was wondering if anything happened.
Hey. I wasn't feeling well, so I ended up sleeping the day away. I won't be back to the club for a few days, but should be fine by Halloween. After a moment, she gets back to me.
Glad that you'll be better by Halloween. Wouldn't want you to miss it. I hope you feel better soon.
Thanks. I appreciate it. As I finished tapping away at my phone, the girls ran to the room with the pizzas.
What toppings did you order?
Just normal cheese and pepperoni pizzas. Sayori's stomach approves of the choices. Well, let's eat.
Thanks for the meal. Yeah, what Yuri said.
The conversation peters out as we munch on the gooey slices of pizza, but it eventually cropped back up again. Anyway, Sayori, I'm just curious about something. She looks at me curiously with a mouthful of cheese pizza. Exactly how did you manage to burn the dumplings again? Both her and Yuri come close to choking. I'm not mad, alright? Just curious.
Well, if you promise not to get mad. Yuri told me to keep an eye on the food before she went upstairs. So I was standing there watching the dumplings. And I kept watching them, just like Yuri said. But then they started smoking.
Sayori.
Hey, I'm not dumb, okay? That's perfectly normal to me. They started smelling burnt. Oh, and they started smoking too. And that's when I called Yuri. Sayori, when I told you to watch them, I thought it was implied that you should also cook them. How was I supposed to know what you meant? I was the one who read the instructions on the bag. Isn't it common sense to move frying food around in a pan so it doesn't stick to the bottom?
They look over at me as if to use my culinary knowledge as some sort of common sense tiebreaker. No other choice but to shrug at them, I guess.
Anyway, I told Sayori to turn off the stove when I saw what was happening. Yeah, so I tried to turn off the stove, but I ended up turning up the heat by accident since I was panicking. And then it started to burn even more. So then I started trying to escape the dumplings off the So then I tried to scrape the dumplings off the bottom of the pan, but the bottom layer of dumpling skin was super hard to get off. And while I was doing that, I kind of did the same thing I did that other time, and some pieces of dumpling skin accidentally flew onto the burner. That's when it actually started catching on fire. Yep, but luckily I remembered how you put out the fire at my house with the fire extinguisher under the sink. After a second, I found one and sprayed the stove down. But don't worry, the kitchen's all cleaned up now. Well, we still need to do the dishes, but the stove's cleaned up.
Man, I'm torn between being glad I missed it and being sad that I didn't see it for myself. A wave of exhaustion hits me as I let out a yawn. I guess just hearing about all your shenanigans has made me tired, though. I thought I would get past it. I thought I would get past the word yawn without actually yawning, but nope.
Given that everyone's finished eating at this point, we could let you have some rest for the night. Yeah, if you're feeling better, I can head home. I'll stop by tomorrow to check on you again.
Thanks for taking care of me, guys. By the way, I'll take care of the dishes later. You all are probably tired as well.
It's okay, but are you sure you don't want us to wash dishes?
That's alright. If you could put the leftover pizza in the fridge, that'd be great, though.
Alright, I suppose that it is getting late. I'll see you later, Flam.
See you, Sayori. Sayori smiles, yawns, grabs her stuff and the pizza and leaves.
Well, I'll bring you something to eat tomorrow. If that's alright, that is.
That'd be great, Yuri. Thank you. And thanks for taking care of me. I know I said this before, but I really appreciate it.
If you need anything else, please be sure to call or message me, and I'll be over as soon as possible.
I nod, waving her goodbye. She grabs her stuff and heads to the door, closing it behind her with a soft click. I close my eyes. This was a surprisingly fun day. Well, aside from the part where my house almost burned down, and how I struggled to even make it to the bathroom. But other than that, I don't know how I would have managed without the girls. On another note, I'm getting along with Yuri quite well now. It's only been a month or so since I joined the club and met her. Now it'd be hard to think about not spending time with her after school. She's a shy girl though, so I don't want to rush things. Last thing I need to do is try and move too fast and just ruin everything. I'm also glad that I'm getting to spend more time with Sayori as well. We've really reconnected since we ended up drifting apart. Maybe I should get sick more often. Yeah, if a guy needs to get sick for more people to hang out with him, then that might be a problem. Even as I mull over these thoughts, I feel sleep beginning to overtake me again. I need to recover, especially since I don't want to end up missing Halloween. Tomorrow, I'll think more about my poem. Man, it's late in the morning. I'm glad that there's no school today. It feels weird sleeping in this late from doing something besides playing games. I was up until at least 1 in the morning just reading. It isn't incredibly often, but I found myself reading more lately. It started when I found out that I was getting tired of playing the same games over and over. The monotony of just logging in, playing, winning some but losing more just felt so unsatisfying. That's how I feel whenever I play Dead by Daylight. While there was some people who I'd play with every once in a while, we hardly talked about anything except the games. The session would usually end with someone getting irritated and leaving anyway. Again, just like when I play Dead by Daylight. I got friends that do that as well. With books, on the other hand, I can open and close them even at school and pick up where I left off. Plus, I don't have to rely on Wi-Fi to read books. Even up until just recently when I read for classics, it felt really forced. I still feel that way when I have to read something dry and boring like a textbook. But it's different when I get to pick something to read that's genuinely interesting. I wonder if I would feel the same way about games if I were forced to play them for class. While I want to dismiss the idea of disliking games altogether, I feel like I get tired of anything real quick. Sorry. I feel like I get tired of anything real quick if it were forced on me. A stomach growl interrupts my morning ruminations. Looks like it's time to grab some breakfast. My morning routine finished, I settled down on my desk. I should probably do some homework. Ugh. What the? English is one seriously weird language. How do kids learn how to speak in the West? To speak it in the West. You know what? I think it's time for a break. Most of my homework is done anyway, so it seems like a good time to take a walk. Man, the gray clouds are really looming today. Hopefully it doesn't rain. Although, where am I going? I don't really have a destination in particular. I guess I'll just walk around for now and see what catches my eye. I end up wandering near a shopping center. Wait a minute. It looks like there's a bookstore here as well. Maybe I could ask Yuri to check it out with me sometime. But in the meantime, a sweet smell catches my attention. It smells like freshly baked pastries. I wouldn't mind grabbing something sweet right now. It seems like a quaint little bakery is the culprit of the fragrance permeating the air. And are those Sayori and Natsuki sitting outside? All the more reason to take a look at the bakery. Hey guys, fancy meeting you here. Oh.
Huh? Oh, hi, Flam.
The two of them are seated at a small corner table. Natsuki's holding a couple of cream puffs to herself, rather possessively, while Sayori's munching on 3 giant cookies. This seems like a pretty nice place.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. They have some really great sweets, like their vanilla cake. And the giant chocolate chip cookies are super yummy.
Sayori practically unhinges her jaw to take another bite of cookie.
I'm surprised to see you out of the house. What brings you here? Stalking girls in your free time?
Nah, the scent of sweets called my name. Plus, I needed to take a break from homework. There's only so many equations that I can look at before my head starts spinning. Not to mention, English as a language is a nightmare to learn.
Ugh, I seriously don't get why we have to learn stuff like Algebra 2 and Calculus. Unless if we're doing something really math-related for our jobs, I doubt we'll ever use this stuff. Well, at least English is pretty useful.
I mean, I guess.
Hey, why don't you grab something to eat already?
Sounds like a plan. I glance up at the menu as I make my way to the counter. Looks like this place has a variety of teas as well, including oolong tea. I should really learn about other types of tea too. Oolong is the only one I know Yuri drinks. Nevertheless, I'm sure Yuri would like this place. On top of teas, they have cakes, donuts, croissants, bagels, pastries ranging from sweet to sour, and pretty much everything bread related. Guess I'll have a chocolate cake and orange-infused black tea. They have some chocolate brownies that look really good as well, but with my exercise habits, they're probably way too rich for me. I set my tray down with a clatter once I get back to our table.
So, what'd you get?
I went with the chocolate cake and black tea.
Not Yuri's oolong tea, then?
Yeah, to be honest, I think it's still a little too bitter for me.
All tea is bitter. It's only good after you add tons of sugar in it.
It's definitely an acquired taste. On another note, this cake looks really good, though. The chocolate cake is thick and dense with 3 layers of different kinds of chocolate in between the cake. Just looking at this is giving me a sugar high. And I call the brownies rich. On the other hand, the tea is rather bittersweet, with the hint of orange cutting through the bitterness of the tea. As I pick up my fork, I notice Sayori eyeing my cake. Of course she is. To be fair, it's a rather large slice. I take a chunk with my fork, trying to balance all the layers on it. Taking a bite, the sweetness is not as overwhelming as I thought it would be. Instead, it feels like it's incredibly thick, the dark chocolate enveloping my tongue, and the fudge melting in my mouth. Damn it! This fucking game is making me hungry for sweets now. The girls look at me as I grin like an idiot.
You're making such a funny face, Flam. Yeah, real funny looking.
Hey, this is some good cake, Natsuki. Sayori keeps on staring at the cake. Hey, Sayori, you want a bite?
Of course.
She takes her fork and takes a chunk out of the part I didn't touch. You want some too, Natsuki?
Are you sure?
Come on. You want me to get fat trying to eat it all by myself?
You're already out of shape as it is. No need to have you packing on the extra pounds.
She takes a chunk of the cake and eats it. If you eat some more, maybe you'll be as big and strong as me someday. She's stuck between wanting to insult me and taking her time to chew so she doesn't choke. This feels pretty satisfying to watch. Sayori, on the other hand, has been awfully quiet. Sayori? It looks like Sayori took another chunk of my cake while I was focusing on that. You brat. Her mouth's filled with cake. You're so cheeky sometimes. You trying to prep for the winter now?
I appreciate calling me fat.
Stop eating something.
Sayori, chew your food with your mouth closed like a normal person.
A moment passes as Sayori finishes the mouthful of cake.
I don't like it when you call me fat.
Sayori, you literally have 3 giant cookies in front of you, and I let you have a chunk of my cake already. Scratch that. 2. She really knows how to put food away. At this rate, you might as well sign up for the sumo club while you're at it.
They have a sumo club?
I wouldn't be surprised if they did. And if they don't, you can be its captain.
But then I have to leave the literature club. Yeah, I think I'll pass. Besides, who do want to watch a bunch of dudes in skimpy belts push each other around inside of a ring? Sounds super gross and sweaty.
It's a respectable sport. I'm pretty sure you have to have a fair amount of muscle to do it as well. Or at least from what I've seen on TV, it seems like a lot more than fat people having a shoving contest. Plus, you need to have a good balance if you don't want to fall down and lose.
Maybe you should write a sumo-inspired poem if you like it so much.
2 men in a ring, a battle of wills and pride, guts override fear. I give a mock bow.
That's better than what I expected from you. Far from being as good as one of my poems, though. Did you make that up? Did you make up that haiku on the spot?
Nope, I heard it on a show. Yep, totally. Definitely a Flam original. Let's see, how did it go again? 2 men in a ring, a battle of wills and pride. Guts overrides fear. Yeah, that's a haiku, alright. The way Natsuki shoots me a glare doesn't reassure me that they're convinced. Anyway, that kick was pretty good. Or the parts that I had were good.
Hey, I should get going soon.
Got exams to study for?
You could say that, yeah.
She looks off to the side, obviously not thrilled with going home to study. Looks like I should get going too. Sayori, you want to walk back home with me?
Sure. Sure, that sounds fun.
I quickly wolf down the rest of my food as the others begin packing up. Since I'm here, I might as well grab something to take home too. Hold up for a second, I'm gonna grab something to take home.
Okay. I guess I'll see you all later then.
See you in the club, Natsuki. We wave goodbye to each other as I head back to the counter and buy 2 more slices of chocolate cake to go. Alright, let's go, Sayori.
Alrighty.
I haven't talked to Sayori as much as I'd like to lately, and this is a good excuse to do so. Especially since exams are coming up and are going to eat up a lot of my time. So, you think you'll do alright with everything?
With what?
For a moment, it almost looked like Sayori's a little shaken, but she quickly dispels that with a smile. You know, with exams and all that.
Oh yeah, I think I'll be fine. Monica's been helping me here and there too, so you've got nothing to worry about.
That's good. Just make sure to take care of yourself. No point in cramming if you end up sleeping in and missing all your exams.
Yeah.
Sayori kicks a rock on the sidewalk a few feet in front of her. It clatters away, bouncing into the asphalt road. Is something up?
Oh, I'm just a bit tired since I ate a lot.
That makes sense. Considering how many cookies and pieces of cake you had, it's no wonder you're exhausted. Just make sure to eat something good every once in a while, okay?
Says the guy carrying 2 slices of chocolate cake.
Okay, you got me there. Well, how about this? I hand Sayori a bag holding one of the slices of cake.
Eh?
Now we can be fat together. Plus, I wanted to thank you for taking care of me when I was sick before Halloween.
Together? That'd be really nice, Flam. Thanks for the cake.
Maybe I should try playing a sport like Monica. Otherwise, everything is probably going to catch up to me sooner or later.
I'd like to see Monica beat you up in tennis.
We arrive in front of Sayori's house. Considering how she's looking so glum, she must be having a stomach ache. Oh well, she'll be fine once everything gets digested. I'll catch you later, Sayori.
See ya.
As I head back into my house. Well, back to the grind. Hasn't been an hour yet, so I guess I'm continuing on for a little bit. And with so many rank marks floating around, hyperinflation became a real issue. Money was more or less useless. Like Monopoly money. I suppose that's one way to see it. We'll call it there for now, guys. And that marks the end of another lesson. On to more important news. Yay, it's time for lunch. I quickly checked my bag. Oh, damn it. Of course I forgot my lunch. With a sigh, I start making my way to the vending machine in the hallway. A soft tap on my shoulder causes me to spin around.
Hey, Flam.
Yo, Sayori.
Wanna come sit with us?
She motions back to Monica and Yuri standing to the side. They're all carrying their own lunchboxes. From my stomach's grumble, I'm pretty sure it's jealous of them. Maybe a good conversation with them can help distract me from my hunger. Sure, sounds good to me. A few minutes later, we find ourselves on the roof. I don't know what makes the roof such an attractive lunch spot. Maybe it's the refreshing breeze. Either way, I'm pretty glad there's no one else started. Either way, I'm pretty glad that no one started locking the rooftop door yet. Huh? That's strange. Where's Natsuki?
Oh, she texted me that said she wasn't feeling very well, so she didn't come in. Anyway, how are you holding up with the exams coming up?
Well, I'm not thrilled with the whole idea of exams. I think I'll do well enough on them. What about you guys?
With any luck, I'll do well. Cram school sure helps keep me on track. Monica, you don't even need any luck. You're probably going to be first in our year as usual. And the probability that your grades are purely based on luck is infinitesimally small. Thanks for the support, guys. How are you doing with your studying, Yuri? You know how it goes. Studying isn't the most absorbing activity in the world, but we do what we must. Yuri, I'm surprised that you actually dislike reading something. Well, just because I don't complain, it doesn't mean that I like it. There are plenty of books that I dislike for one reason or another.
Like what?
Just books that are poorly written or clumsily thought out themes.
Huh. It's kind of weird knowing that Yuri actively dislikes something other than manga, that is.
Anyway, what about you, Sayori? How are you doing in your exam preparations?
Let's go ahead and turn this down a little bit. Sayori looks away, her half smile not exactly emanating confidence.
I think I'll do fine. Some of my classes are pretty easy for me, like Japanese.
Let me guess, you're not so excited for the STEM subjects.
Yeah. I'll be fine, though. I just gotta study more, and it should be easy.
Well, that's good. Out of the corner of my eye, I catch Yuri staring at me. Not wanting to back down, though. I turn to stare back at her. Oh, what's up, Yuri? She quietly looks down, her face reddened.
Nothing. I noticed that you didn't bring your lunch.
Oh, that's because I don't have one today.
Huh? Did you forget your lunch again?
Hey, what do you mean by forget? And it's not like my mom packs my lunches anymore.
Why didn't you buy anything then?
Yeah, lines would probably have been too long.
Guess you're starving today then.
Yep, guess so. I sigh. They've all unpacked their own lunches already. The food looks all the more tantalizing, given that I have nothing in front of me. As expected, Yuri's brought a homemade bento, while Sayori has 2 rice balls. Meanwhile, Malika packed what looks like a club sandwich. Man, this is torture.
Hey, Flam.
The girls look at each other, bemused.
You go first, Yuri. Alright. Flam, would you like a bite of my lunch? I'm not very hungry anyway.
Are you sure? I've gone without lunch before, you know. I say that, but I'm still hoping that she shares her lunch with me. That braised pork belly and her bento looks delectable.
Yes, I'm sure. Here.
She picks up a bite of food using her chopsticks and offers it up to me. Yeah? Are you gonna feed me? A startled look flashes over Yuri's face. Did she really not realize what she was doing? Too late. Can't take it back now. I chomp down the mouthful of food that Yuri's holding. The taste of tenderly cooked meat and lightly aromatic rice flood my mouth. Suffice to say, it's good. Looking back up at Yuri, her expression nearly makes me spew out the food and laughter. She looks crossed between mortified and happy, her face flaming. It was super tasty, Yuri. Thanks for the food.
You're welcome. But next time, you can use the chopsticks yourself.
Fair enough. By the way, weren't you going to say something, Sayori?
It's nothing.
She looks down and fidgets with the rice balls in her hands. Really? Come on. You can tell us what's up.
I forgot. Anyway, what you thinking about, Monica?
So she forgot, huh? Normally I wouldn't let go easily, but since Yuri and Monica are here...
Huh? Sorry, I kind of zoned out back there. What'd I miss?
Yuri shared some of her lunch with me.
And he said that it was good.
Surprisingly, Yuri looks quite pleased with herself now. Oh, and she fed it to me.
But please don't talk about that. It's so embarrassing. Looks like Yuri's really coming out of her shell, huh?
Yuri covers her face with her hands, flustered beyond belief.
Come on, guys. Let's give Yuri a break.
Why don't you join in with the teasing, Sayori?
Aw! Because I'm a nice person. You've got us there. Plus, you never answered my question. Right.
Monica sighs and picks a fingernail.
Well, I'm trying to decide on what I'm going to be doing in the next few years. It isn't too long before we all end up graduating, so I've been trying to figure everything out.
Aren't you planning to go to college, though?
Yeah, I am.
Despite her words, the tone of her voice sounds uncertain.
That's what I planned on doing as well. I've always thought that I was suited for academia.
That definitely sounds like you, Yuri.
So what about you, Flam? Do you have any post-graduation plans yet?
To be honest, I haven't really given it much thought. Nope, I can't say I have a solid idea of what I'll be doing at the moment.
Fair enough. We're only second years after all.
Maybe I'll check into something to do with literature.
Good answer.
Monica smiles playfully as she says that.
If you ever need any more literature recommendations, you can always come to me. I'd be more than happy to help prepare you for a future degree in literature.
Sounds good to me. So what about you, Sayori?
Eh? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. Maybe a teacher? That's a respectable profession, inspiring the next generation.
I don't know. If I had to guess, Sayori's banking on getting long vacations.
Well, I wouldn't exactly complain about the long breaks or anything.
She glances around and giggles a bit.
Maybe I could teach classes on writing poetry. I could definitely see you as a teacher surrounded by a crowd of adorable kids. Flam would make a nice teacher as well, in my opinion.
Huh? I hadn't thought of teaching as a career before. Really? How so?
As a teacher in middle or high school, I mean. You're very kind and good at listening, so I believe that you'd be good at providing support for students.
Aw, thanks, Yuri.
Of course, it's just my opinion, but I wanted to tell it to you.
Well, opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got them and they stink. She shyly twirls a strand of hair between her fingers as I smile at her. While I take another bite of Yuri's lunch, the girls keep on chatting amongst themselves. Monika's right. There isn't a whole lot of time before we have to go out into the real world. We don't have forever and ever to stay like this. Provided I don't think that I'd like to stay in high school forever. However, that also means that I'll have a lot more responsibilities to take care of. There's also the fact that it'll be tough to stay close with everyone once we all split off and find our own schools and careers. I mean, what are the chances that we all end up doing similar things at the same place? Not that there isn't no chance of that happening between at least two of us, but you gotta admit that it's small. It makes me kind of sad to think about not being able to talk to everyone every day. And now that I think about it, what will happen between Yuri and I? At this point, I'm pretty sure that I want to stay close to her. Even if we end up having different interests, she's someone who I don't want to let go of.
Hey, Flam.
Huh?
You were spacing out.
Sorry about that. What were we talking about?
At this point, it's really tough to decide on big things like our future when we have to ask for permission all the time for little things. Like, we're supposed to decide on what we want to do with the rest of our lives, but we can't even go pee without asking a teacher.
That is a good point. Well, I'm sure we'll figure something out. We got time, so let's enjoy it while we can.
I suppose you're right. We still have a year left before we really have to worry after all.
The lunch bell rings. All right, I'll see you all in the club. They smile and wave a bit half-heartedly. Looks like that conversation brought everyone a little down. And Sayori's getting jealous. I bet she wanted to feed me some of her rice balls. Alright, well, that'll do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure once again. If you enjoyed, leave a like. Subscribe if you're new, if you don't want to miss any of this content. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Have a good night.